Today we are making Escarole Pizza, which is a traditional Neapolitan pizza that I grew up eating. It's basically a stuffed pizza with a top and bottom crust. Every family has their own recipe, and this is mine. The first thing I'm going to do is make the pizza dough. I'm using 00 flour. You could also use all-purpose flour, but it doesn't have as much protein, and I prefer the 00 flour in this recipe. I added the salt in, and now I'm adding in my proofed yeast and lots of extra virgin olive oil. Give that a good mix until it's all combined, and then I'm going to cover it and let it sit for an hour to hydrate. Into a pan, I add olive oil, garlic, red pepper flake, and boiled escarole. I like to boil my escarole first because it removes the bitterness. Season with salt and pepper, and then add in capers and olives. Let those sauté a little together just to marry the flavors. Set that aside to cool. Now that the hour has passed, I'm going to knead this dough just a little bit. The reason why I let it sit for an hour is to hydrate and to start developing the gluten. This actually speeds up the process, and you only need to knead for just a few minutes. Once I have a smooth ball, which only takes about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to set that aside and place it in an oiled bowl to rise until it doubles in size. You'll know the dough is ready when you press on it and it bounces back, just like this. Into your bowl, add olive oil, add the pizza dough, spin it around just to coat, cover, and place in a warm area to rise until it doubles in size. This takes between 1 to 2 hours. Once it's all puffy and beautiful, punch it down, and now we're going to cut the dough into 2 equal pieces. If you notice, I have not floured my surface, and there's a reason for that. Once I've cut it into 2 pieces, I like to take one piece and spread it out on my kneading board, and the reason why I don't add flour is because I want it to stick to the board. This helps me stretch it out without it retracting on me. So I do about 90% of the stretching on my kneading board, and then I transfer it to an oiled baking pan. Once in the pan, I stretch it out gently, and if you have some thin spots here or there, it's okay. Just press them together. Even if you get a hole, just kind of press it together and make it stick. It's totally fine. This is a rustic, home-style pizza. I have about 8 ounces of mozzarella that I've shredded, and I'm going to add that to the crust before I add the cooked escarole. Spread the cooled escarole out as evenly as possible. You want to make sure that every part of the pizza has a good amount of escarole inside it. Once I've done that, I'm going to stretch out the top part of the crust. I start out by pressing it down, but then for the top part, I like to use a rolling pin. Once I have it to the size of the pan, I lift it and place it on top of the escarole. And now it's time to seal the seam really well. You don't want this to pop open while it's baking. What I like to do is take the bottom of the crust, pull it over the top, and press. And by doing this, it actually makes a really cute little design around the edge. As you go around, you're going to use your finger and press pretty firmly. Now with a fork, you're going to poke the top to let the steam out while it bakes. If you don't do this, it'll blow up and become a balloon in the oven. Drizzle with more olive oil and brush the entire crust to make sure you get a nice golden brown. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 35 minutes. And just like that, you have a delicious Neapolitan escarole pizza. Not my favorite growing up, in truth, but I love it now. It is packed with flavor, and my kids love it too. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see what I'm going to make next. I hope you enjoyed my family's version of Escarole Pizza, or in Neapolitan, a pizza Escarole. See you guys on the next delicious video. Ciao, my friends.